Did you know that obtaining a copy of your accident report is crucial for your insurance claim and legal rights? Navigating the process in Illinois might seem daunting, but we've got you covered. Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you've just been in a crash, you're likely dealing with a ton of stress right now. But getting this one specific piece of paper, the Illinois Traffic Crash Report, is absolutely foundational to protecting yourself moving forward.
So why is this single document so critical? Well, post-accident stress can make everything feel like a complete blur. But this report, it's the key document that insurance companies use to determine liability. It is literally the bedrock for negotiating your insurance claims, pursuing any potential lawsuits, and just maintaining your own personal records. Without it, it's essentially your word against theirs. But with it, you've got an official, factual account of the entire incident.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today, to demystify this whole process step by step. First, the why and basics. Second, eligibility and timelines. Third, step-by-step retrieval. Fourth, required docs and fees. Fifth, overcoming challenges. And finally, number 6, utilizing your report.
Let's dive right into Section 1, the why and basics. What's actually inside the report? Well, an Illinois accident report is officially known as the SR 1050, and it's far more than just a piece of paper with names and addresses scribbled on it. It contains a wealth of detailed information. We're talking weather and road conditions, the responding officer's narrative and their opinion on who is at fault, diagrams of the crash scene, witness statements, and even whether any citations were issued. It is a complete snapshot of the event.
Now, what's really interesting is exactly when this report is legally required in Illinois. The state mandates reporting if the crash results in death or bodily injury. But for property damage, there are some very specific financial thresholds. If all the drivers involved are insured, the threshold is $1,500 in damage to any single vehicle or property. However, if anyone involved is uninsured, that threshold drops dramatically to just $500.
Moving right along to Section 2, eligibility and timelines. Who can get it and when?
The most crucial point here is this number, 10. If the police do not arrive at the scene of your accident, Illinois statute requires that you, as the driver, must file a report with the Illinois State Police or local law enforcement within a maximum of 10 days. That is a really tight window, guys. So if you've been in a crash and the police weren't there, that clock starts ticking immediately.
Okay, let's jump to our third section, step-by-step retrieval, finding your report. This is really the core of our explainer today, diving into exactly where this report lives and how you can get your hands on it.
The very first step is identifying the jurisdiction. State and local agencies do not share a single crash report database. It'd be great if they did, but they don't. Check the exchange of information card the officer gave you at the scene, specifically the box labeled Investigated By. If it says Chicago Police Department, you go to them. If it says Illinois State Police, you request it from the ISP. Step 2 is gathering your crash info. And Step 3 is actually submitting the request through the proper channel.
So, there are two main pathways you're likely going to encounter here. If the Illinois State Police handled your highway or interstate crash, you'll go directly through their online ePay portal. However, a lot of local municipalities and sheriff's departments, like Joliet, Rockford, or Sangamon County, they actually outsource this whole thing to a third-party portal called buycrash.com. Knowing which system your investigating agency uses up front is going to save you a ton of time. Now that we know where to go, let's look at Section 4, required docs and fees. What exactly do you need to prepare?
You can't just walk up and say, "Hey, I was in a crash last Tuesday." You need specifics. Make sure you have the exact date and location, the full names of the drivers involved, driver's license numbers, vehicle identification numbers, and most importantly, the agency case or report number. Missing or incorrect information is basically the #1 reason processing gets delayed.
Let's talk numbers and break down the varying fee structures across these Illinois jurisdictions. An Illinois State Police report is $5 plus a small online processing fee. The Chicago Police Department, they charge $6 online. Now, if you are routed through BuyCrash for local departments, expect to pay a bit more, usually between $10 and $15. And if your crash required a highly detailed crash reconstruction team, that specific report will cost you $20.
Okay, here is a highly actionable insider tip directly from our sources. If you want to bypass those fees entirely, Illinois actually has a very requester-friendly Freedom of Information Act under 5 ILCS 140. As an involved party, you can submit a written FOIL request directly to the agency. By law, they have to respond within 5 business days. And get this, the first 50 pages are completely free. It is a fantastic route if you don't mind sending a formal email or letter.
Of course, no bureaucratic system is perfect, right? So let's move to Section 5, Overcoming Challenges, Navigating the Roadblocks.
Because of privacy laws, especially under those FOIA requests we just talked about, the report you receive will often be redacted. That basically means personal information, like phone numbers or witness addresses, might be totally blacked out. If you absolutely need an unredacted copy for a lawsuit, you can't just ask nicely for it. You're typically going to need a legal subpoena or a court order signed by a judge.
Beyond the redactions, expect to hit a few other roadblocks. The Illinois State Police explicitly warns that processing online requests can easily take 10 or more business days. Sometimes your report simply hasn't been uploaded to their database yet. And, as we mentioned earlier, requesting a report from the wrong jurisdiction is incredibly common. The state police rarely handle municipal street crashes, so please double-check that investigated by box.
All right, Section 6, Utilizing your report, protecting your rights. The report is finally in your hands. Now, how do we actually leverage this document to win insurance claims and navigate potential legal battles?
This is where the officer's narrative and diagram become completely make or break. Illinois operates under what's called a 51% modified comparative negligence rule. What does that actually mean for you? It means if the crash report and subsequent investigation determine that you are 51% or more at fault for the accident, you are totally barred from recovering any financial compensation from the other driver. Every single detail in that report matters.
Because the stakes are literally that high. As soon as you get your report, read it carefully before the insurance adjuster even gets a chance to. Review the diagram and the witness details for any errors. If something is factually wrong, contact the investigating agency immediately and ask to file a supplement. And crucially, if you're injured, it is highly recommended to consult a personal injury attorney before giving any recorded statements to the insurance company.
Before we wrap up, I need you to keep this in mind. Always check for the most current procedures and guidelines by contacting Illinois local authorities or legal experts, as this information can change. While the foundational steps we've covered today are totally solid, administrative fees and specific online portals can always shift around over time.
So, I want to leave you with this question to think about. Are you fully protected? An accident is chaotic, no doubt about it, but getting the facts straight shouldn't be. By securing your crash report, you take back control of the narrative and protect your legal and financial future. If you found this explainer helpful, make sure to subscribe for more essential legal guides and step-by-step breakdowns just like this one. Keep learning, stay protected, and we'll see you in the next one.